I need support staff to clear the room. Stand up and walk, now.
Hello and welcome to The Watch. My name is Andy Greenwald. I still have no official designation at The Ringer, and briefly, I also don't even have a badge to get into the building. We can talk about that on the podcast. I am joined today by our number one producer, our number one friend, Kaya McMullen.
Hi, how's it going?
It's great to have you back here.
We're on a month-by-month basis with your badge.
Oh, no, I get it. If you continue to co-host the show, would that increase my odds of getting a badge?
Ooh, no, because I don't like co-hosting, so...
I was going to ask, do you think this is kind of like what Bradley Cooper experienced when he was directing himself in Maestro?
Oh my God, I think people who can direct themselves, like, honestly, there's probably like something wrong in your brain.
So right now, what percentage of you in your brain is here with me at this table, and what percentage of you is over there on Pro Tools?
I'm 100% here.
What percentage is scrolling the internet for funny things that have happened that have nothing to do with the podcast you're producing?
Millie Bobby Brown is adopting a child.
Yeah, so they're letting kids adopt kids these days. That's fun.
I think if you have enough money, they let you kind of...
They let you do anything.
Yeah.
As a great man once said. Okay, so we are here. This is The Watch. This is Thursday. It's our only show this week. Apologies for not getting back to you sooner. We are sending our love to our dear friend and co-host Chris Ryan, who is not here with us in LA at the moment, but hopefully will be back with us maybe even as soon as next week. Some housekeeping that he always takes care of, so I never have to do it, but this time I'll do it. You
Let's
can
hear
email
it.
us. I think you should email us. From what I understand, all security filters have been removed from this email account. So, and I don't see it, so feel free to send whatevs, thewatch@spotify.com. You can also find us on Instagram at thewatchpod_, where if you do not follow us, you should, because that is where Kaya is slowly trying to have me killed.
That's like my passion project is the Watch Instagram. So please, let's get those numbers up.
She's like, at every moment, like, what is the most cancelable thing that Andy has said? And let's clip it.
Well, I just really want to get to 15K followers.
Oh, yeah,
we're
we
at
could do that.
14.6 right now, and I think we got it.
I think as a show of support for Chris, we can get there.
Yes.
Do you also do the clipping for the other podcast? You do a little show called Good Hang with Amy Poehler?
No. We have a separate social person for that. I'm not nearly qualified.
The reason I ask is because Aubrey Plaza was on this week, as literally now everyone in the world knows, and it was a great episode.
Thank you.
I would really, really like just a small audio clip of when Amy Poehler tells Aubrey how to watch Parks and Rec, and she says, Peacock, and she goes, no.
Okay.
I would really like just the audio of Peacock, no.
I'll put word in. Yeah, I'm sure our
appreciate
friends
that.
at Peacock loved that.
Yeah, all my pals over there. It's very funny. A little bit of housekeeping. If you are listening to this podcast today, Thursday, August 21st, which I imagine some people might be, and if you were in Los Angeles, tonight at 10 p.m. at the Los Feliz 3 movie theater.
10 p.m.
Hold on. I have something to say about this. Chris and I were asked to contribute a movie for the Friends of the Fest for American Cinematheque, which is a huge honor. I generally thought that Sean Fennessy is the friend of all fests and we might be the enemies of the fest. Apparently not true. Chris is not here, so I will be introducing 24-hour Party People solo. But I will be there tonight. I am shocked at the start time.
Okay, so the movie starts at 10 p.m.
Yes. Ask me if I'm going to be watching the movie.
No, you're going to go home right after.
I have to go home.
How late of an espresso are you?
Great
What's
question.
your coffee strategy today?
Great question. I think the 1 p.m. second coffee or 12 p.m. is going to shift to like a 2 or 2:30.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's just going to be adrenaline, baby. Like, I'm just going to be, we'll be with the people, all of whom bought tickets to see Chris and all of whom will be there and kind of settle.
You guys are a package deal.
For me.
So.
And look, we have a constant line of communication. So if people talk to me, they will, it can get to him. Boy, I just asked for it there, didn't I? Anyway, it would be fun to see people there. I think tickets are still available. American Cinematheque is the organization, and they do amazing movies here.
And remind me what theater that's at?
The Los Feliz 3.
Nice.
On Vermont, which people not in LA might recognize as the theater that Kristen Bell and Adam Brody walked past with ice cream before their first kiss in season 1 of Nobody Wants This.
Great.
I think that's how American Cinematheque should rebrand.
Yes. They should just put like ginormous posters of Kristen Bell and Adam Brody up.
It would do numbers.
They're filming again. They're out and about in LA. Have you seen them?
They've wrapped.
Oh, shit.
They're done.
Wow.
Yeah.
TV is back.
TV is so
TV is back.
It's a job for people again. It's kind of nice. We're going to be talking about that. Only other bit of housekeeping is that here's the thing about Chris. He likes what he likes.
Yeah.
And what he likes is the Alien franchise. And he really wanted to talk about the third episode of Alien Earth, which I did watch and I was prepared to talk about, but we are going to graciously hold that
Would it
talk.
be helpful for you if I told you I got through one half of an episode of Alien Earth?
See, this is why you're good at what you do. This was my question. I didn't know if it had graced the screens in your home.
So Alien Earth is what I would consider a couple show where sometimes I will bring things to my boyfriend Nick and I will say, hey, this might interest you. Maybe this is something we can watch together.
That's nice.
But if he is not interested, then there's no chance that I'm going to take up that mantle alone.
To watch alone or to force him to sit through?
Both. Like, if he's not interested, I gotta say, and I don't have a lot of experience with the Alien franchise. I actually don't know if I've ever even seen a full one.
This is a safe space. If Chris was here, he would be mad. But this is fine.
So I watched half and I was kind of like bored to tears. And yeah.
So not because longtime listeners know that you and Nick do a lot of dystopia in your household.
Yeah. So I thought Aliens.
I thought it might help.
Yeah. I thought he would be game, but he was not.
He was out also.
He was out also, and I don't think he has seen the Alien franchise either. But so maybe that will be a project for us in the near future because we do a lot. We're doing a lot of movies lately.
Okay.
So
dystopian movies as well.
Yep. Always.
Oh,
always.
Wow. Okay. So all right. So what's been on rotation?
Ooh, what is the latest dystopian movie?
Or any movie really? Because
we watched this really cool movie this week called Victoria, which is a 2015 German crime thriller.
See, here's the thing. People say that Chris and I make a show only for ourselves and that you're the voice of the youth and the voice of the people. But look at you, a 2015 German crime thriller. Kaya, today you became president of the Watch.
I feel really proud about that one. And it gets even better. It was all shot in one shot. So one continuous shot. It gets a little gimmicky at times. And the way they made it is very fascinating to me because they basically shot the entire movie 3 times through. And they were like, the third one, third shot is our best shot. But it's also the only, we also are going to run out of money after we shoot 3 times. So
it better be the best one.
Yeah.
You know what else did something like that? A show that I know you don't watch called Adolescence.
I know.
But they had more money. They did it 24 times.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I know.
Is that kid okay?
After doing it that many times?
I'm worried for the kid in that show.
This kid he's really good. He's prodigy.
But yeah, Victoria, you do have to rent it on Apple TV. It is not available for streaming anywhere.
This is so
and
great.
Also, please, if anybody, I think we've watched almost every apocalypse, zombie, dystopian genre movie. But if anybody has any niche recommendations, hit the inbox.
So last week after recording the pod, I walked over to the other studio and I did a hit on House of R for our good friend Mallory. Shout out and love to Joanna Robinson as well, who is out. And Mallory asked us all to come up with stock tips for
which you're
genre stuff.
You're really good at.
I'm kind of a quant.
Yeah.
I also don't know what that means. But
have they used that word in industry before?
Yes. Yeah. I was like, here's what you got to buy the dip on.
Yep.
And I was like, that's what people say before a Super Bowl party, not before going to Wall Street, as far as I'm concerned. But I want to know, what do you and Nick think of my take, which was I was shorting, that's another term I learned in industry, dystopia. Because I was like, as the world becomes increasingly dystopic, I think it's time for our entertainment to do better and show us some hope and whimsy. This is obviously wishful thinking on my part, but I wonder what your appetite is.
Well, it's kind of like, how when COVID first hit, everybody wanted to watch Contagion.
I'm going to stop you there. Not everybody, but 99% of people.
And one Bill Simmons, I know, wanted to do a Rewatchables episode on Contagion.
Sure did.
I think there's always going to be an appetite for people to see their experience reflected on TV. And it's almost like a voyeurism. And yeah, I don't know. It's like a perverse thing where people want to see their lives reflected back at them, even when it's bad.
But it's not like, for you guys in your apartment, it's not like you're preppers. You're not like, you'll be the crossbow wielder.
No, I'm of the mind where if like an apocalypse happened or like a zombie thing happened, I'd be like, we're good. Like I'll just die in the first.
This is the least explored take because it would make a bad movie, but it is 100% better to be gone in the first wave. I don't want to rebuild this shit.
I'm gonna run out of contacts.
You won't be able to
My glasses are gonna break. Once my glasses break, it's like, all right, we're done.
Can I tell you? Okay, my coffee grinder broke and I was in shambles for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, what did you do? You would have to go.
Do you know how much? First of all, I was in denial for probably 10 days where I was basically getting pencil shavings and packing it in to my little espresso maker thing and then running it 4 times.
Nice.
Because that was easier than dealing with fixing it.
Right.
I'm done. It's fine.
It's fine. We had a good run.
Yeah.
We're
I feel like
good.
The goal was to get to the point where we could care about things like little lenses to stick onto our eyeballs and whatever. Like, we won. Mm-hmm. Think about how many people throughout history wish they could grind their own coffee to espresso fineness, you know?
Yeah.
So many.
We achieved so much. We're good now.
I'm proud of us. We are going to talk about, I should have said this at the beginning, that's why Chris is better at this. We're going to talk about the Apple TV show Platonic, which I'm very excited to talk to you about. But we do have a couple other topics. Number one, actually, you already did the topic. This is why you guys are better at podcasting than I am. TV is back.
TV is back.
Today, Thursday, August 21st, HBO Max dropped a teaser trailer for
Honestly,
the Pitt
almost like a
season
full
2.
trailer. Like,
yeah.
That was a generous teaser.
It was a generous teaser because that's also the beauty of the Pitt. They're like, just show people stressed in a hospital. Every scene in the trailer could have been from the first 6 minutes of the first episode of season 2.
Yes.
And we get it.
Yeah.
Anyway, it seems like it's business as usual at our favorite Pittsburgh hospital. Noah Wyle looks haggard. Trinity looks eager. Like Javadi is just
I feel like the only character who showed the passing of time was Whitaker. Like his eye bags were really real pronounced.
Was his hair different?
He also has a light mullet.
He's a light mullet. He's got kind of what Rogen's got in Platonic season 2.
We're going to talk about his styling choices.
I can't wait to talk about the styling. This is why I need you on this beat. No, the other difference was Langdon in Civvies. You know, that he's not in Scrubs.
Pittsburgh Steelers hat.
Yeah. I wonder how he feels about the Aaron Rodgers signing. Not going to make you weigh in on that. Anyway, this was exciting because the Pitt season 1 was one of the best shows of the year.
Nurse Dana back.
That
confirmed.
was the biggest confirmed answer. Although seeing her on the red carpet as an Emmy nominee kind of
she looks
made
incredible.
It clear. She's amazing.
She's awesome.
We've talked about that she was married to Dennis Hopper. Was that on?
No, we have not. I don't think on mic.
We talk about this constantly.
But I did a
mic.
nice perusal of her Wikipedia page. What a woman.
What a strong, complex woman with a full life who's really finding a new level of success. Just like you with your contacts and me with my Baratza grinder, no free ads. But they did a good job getting me a new Burr.
My Breville grinder is still going strong.
Oh, you have the Breville grinder.
Yeah, but I mean, I just do it. I have a pour over situation. It's not espresso. So like, I keep it real simple.
It's coastal living. You guys just probably in a nice earthenware mug. Looking out over the ocean. I'm jealous. Anyway, this is huge that the Pitt is back at all. As you were saying, this is not what we are used to for our prestige television shows. The fact that I feel like there have been a number of shows in the last few years where Chris and I have sat here and we've said, this should be repeatable. An example of that would be Department Q, which we
is
love.
Coming back.
And it was a segue to say it is officially renewed and Scott Frank is making another season of the show. But that is a show that was so good and worked so well in such a comfortable, familiar way. They should be wrapping season 2 right now, not announcing it, which means it's at least 2 years before we get the show again. Right. The Pitt is the rare example that actually puts its production schedule where its mouth is. Does that analogy work? And went right back into production and will be premiering in January, essentially a year after the season 1 premiered.
With 15 episodes.
15. They went right back into it. We can still build things in this country. Shockingly. You also made a good observation, though, about it's not just HBO flexing and saying, look what's coming back, stay tuned.
Well, I can't really claim this. I was just perusing I don't think it was the Pitt Reddit page, though I should get onto the Pitt Reddit page. But someone on Reddit made a good observation that this is the last week of Emmy voting.
Yeah.
And so it was wise of them to drop this trailer and remind everybody,
There was a moment with the Emmys a few years ago when it had already basically shifted. The industry had basically shifted, and the best drama series was, it was Game of Thrones, it was Better Call Saul, it was all the prestige streaming shows of the day, and it was This Is Us.
Mm-hmm.
And it really felt like there was still a not insignificant voting bloc that was like, we want to reward TV. Right. We still want to say that this is what we do, this is how we make it, even though it's almost like they're in different languages. What's kind of amazing about this year is that there are two shows that are ostensibly streaming shows that are TV, and you can kind of tell. And one is Paradise, and one is The Pitt. The Pitt flexing like this is going to be noticed.
Yeah.
I think it is going to resonate with viewers who, again, my own personal taste aside, will look at Last of Us, and we got this many episodes that did this much after this much time versus what The Pitt is doing and will continue to do for a product that keeps the industry looking good, keeps people employed in LA. And I think that's gonna tip a lot of voters.
Yeah, and it is interesting that the lead actor in a drama category, that race is kind of shaping up to be like Noah Wyle v. Adam Scott, and Severance is basically on the if there is a spectrum, Severance is off on the other.
They're on the presidential election cycle,
yeah.
I believe. Ben Stiller was doing press this week. He was on Marin, and he said that he's not going to direct at all in season 3 of Severance. I would like to officially...
Because he's busy making a World War II movie?
That's what he says, yes. I would like to look in the camera and say, we'll see about that. And I don't even say that with any, no venom. It just seems very clear that he's one of the creative types that likes to get involved. And that has worked out for that show. Okay, so The Pitt season 2, couldn't be more excited.
Yes.
Have learned nothing, but we don't need to know anything. That's the beauty of the show.
Well, we do know it's going to be over 4th of July weekend.
Was that news broken on our podcast? No. I don't mean right
sure,
now, but I
not?
feel like
Let's claim it.
I bet some people learned from when Noah was on our podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Over 4th of July weekend. I guess that Langdon, it's been 10 months.
Mm-hmm.
Langdon is back from his 10-month mandatory rehab stint.
Look at this.
Robbie, I think, is coming back from some kind of sabbatical or some kind of mental health treatment. And I read somewhere that he had tried to arrange it so that he would not overlap with Langdon at all.
Oh.
Or maybe Robbie's leaving for something. But he basically...
No, they say the prodigal son. I think they're talking about him.
I know, but wait, prodigal son as in Robbie or prodigal son as in Langdon?
I thought it was Robbie, but maybe... Ooh, look at you.
Entertainment Weekly thought it was Langdon that they are referring to.
Once again, you're setting up me with enemies in the world. So now it's me versus Entertainment Weekly.
Well, I think it's Robbie as well that they are referring to. That seemed clear to me.
Entertainment Weekly paid very on time for my Jimmy World Record reviews 15 years ago, so I have no beef with them. And Dr. Abbott is back in the cast.
Yes.
Sean Atosi.
Yes, and I think he's directing
that's fun for him.
Episode this season.
Also, we've only really done this at this table twice, but I really like the dynamic that's forming where I'm like, who could possibly know what The Pitt season 2 is about? And you very calmly just said what it was about.
Me, who read Deadline right before.
I'm kind of a vibes guy when it comes to podcasting.
Well, yeah, of course.
So either way, I'm excited.
I love The Pitt.
The Pitt is so good. And I think that's just, The Pitt is now in the same space that The Bear was in 3 years ago, where people would be like, I love loving this.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. Landman is also coming back for season 2.
Soon.
In November.
And we have no way of knowing what that's about, right? Nope. Actually, we could pretty much assume.
I did not bother to look into that.
The other show that dropped a trailer this week is season 4 of The Morning Show, a show that I thought I had not seen since it premiered. You were kind enough to remind me that on the request of Dr. Chris Ryan, trauma surgeon, I watched the truly incredible January 6th episode. So I did watch that.
Great.
So I kind of get it. You don't watch the show.
No, I watched, I think, most of the first season, and then I kind of like trickled off. It's like, I mean, Apple just has like an insane amount of money. And like, I guess if this is what they want to use it for, then that's great.
I mean, I think the way that they've managed to make this like an absolutely batshit crazy soap that actually...
what is the subsection of the population that is tuning? Is it like MSNBC moms? Like,
I think you've done it. I think you nailed it. Don't you mean MS Now moms?
Sorry, excuse me.
Got to keep up with the branding. Yes, because it is a classic. It's a Cracklin' Oat brand show, and this is a reference from before.
Did you see my eyes go?
I know. My favorite thing about growing up in the 80s was that we all just believed stuff. And I feel like we've covered this in some way on the... I know there was objective truth, but also we were all real gullible, so maybe nothing's changed. But in the late 80s, they introduced a cereal called Cracklin' Oat Bran, and it was the same time that everyone was like, cholesterol is a thing that you should be worried about. Cholesterol is bad. And the marketing for Cracklin' Oat Bran cereal was, this contains whatever that helps lower cholesterol because it has like whole grains or whatever. So this became an obsession. It was like everyone in the country was buying Cracklin' Oat Bran and shoveling bowls of the cereal to get their cholesterol down. At a certain point, someone, I'm sure, with good intentions and good faith mentioned, it's a delicious cereal. It's oatmeal cookies. Like you're just eating oatmeal cookies every morning because you're only listening to what it says on the advertising. And in fact, the sugar content is enormous.
Right.
This is the morning show in that I think it has the veneer of respectability and intelligence and the right politics, but it is a incredibly sugary soap opera.
Yeah.
No shame in that. But that is, I think, what it is, and that is sustaining.
It's kind of like Good Wife-esque, I guess.
Look, I think Baranski did a great job on that show, but I wasn't really like a weekly watcher.
Sure.
That seemed to be a little more...
substantial.
Maybe. But the real genius of the morning show is not just like their use of Apple's unlimited checkbook. It kind of feels like, and I know less about gambling than I know about the stock market, but it does feel like someone just continuing to raise a blackjack hand to get me to pay attention, because I screenshotted the cast list. So let's just go through this quickly. Okay. Because the season, I don't know what's going on. It's like they have a TV network, but the TV network poisoned people. And also it's not a feminist utopia as Jen had promised.
Right.
So here's the cast. Ready? Jennifer Aniston, Reese Witherspoon. God bless you ladies. They still bank $1 million each per episode.
Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe more now. That was their deal for the first 2 seasons.
You're probably right. It's probably more.
That's slightly more than Chris makes per episode of podcasts on the Ringer Network.
We don't disclose numbers.
That's true. We don't actually know that. Billy Crudup, whom we love, John Hamm, Mark Duplass, Karen Pittman, Greta Lee. In this season, we add Marion Cotillard coming off the bench.
Sure.
Love her. Where's she been?
Hanging with Daniel Craig in some French villa.
God, right. You know what she's probably been doing? Being happy. Because she's beautiful and classy in French.
Wait, sorry. For the record, I got Marion Cotillard and Rachel Weisz mixed up, and that's my apologies.
Oh, right. We don't want people to think that there's an affair going on. Daniel Craig and Rachel Weisz are married.
Yes.
I thought you meant that maybe they were couple friends.
That'd be cool.
At no moment in that did I think you had any... There was nothing bad about what you said. I just imagine that beautiful, smart, rich people do hang out in the countryside together.
Honestly, you're probably right.
I would, that would be my Us Weekly. Just pictures of them, hanging out. Maybe even drinking non-alcs, playing with their kids by the pool. Take me away.
Do you need a vacation?
Yeah, I kind of do. Everyone else is taking one. Watch favorite Boyd Holbrook has joined the show this season. Nestor Carbonell, coming off his memorable turn on Shogun, has joined the cast. The great Jeremy Irons, Nicole Beharie, and watch friend William Jackson Harper from The Good Place. And Aaron Pierre is on this show. Aaron Pierre, who is an ascendant movie star, is the last
one of the breakout stars of last year.
Who is now a Green Lantern in the DC universe, is just doing a couple eps on the morning show.
Maybe he's a fan.
Do you think that's what it is?
I would like to believe that every single new person they added to the cast this year, they were like, I love this show. And also, you know what? Email in if you're still watching the morning show
I think people are. I mean, everyone seems happy with it. Certainly the people who are making it.
Does Apple continue making shows because they're getting good critical reception?
The morning show gets nominated. All of these actors get nominated for Emmys. It gets nominated for Emmys, which matters. I think that this is an example of, I think it was John Landgraf had his thing where he's just like, there's the Venn diagram, and the key to success is the overlapping of a few of these things. And it was like, ratings do matter, but so does critical buzz and, water cooler. Like,
maybe if they're like, if we just hold on a little bit longer, make a few more seasons, this will get into like and just like that territory where people are like hate watching.
I think they probably have that now. I think the thing is, Apple is clearly happy with the quality, and they're attracting a lot of actors with either quality or quality of life, meaning paychecks and good hang. Mm-hmm. But this is proof of concept for what Apple always wanted, and it was from the minute they greenlit it, with stars attached but no take. Because this was all based on the Brian Stelter book, Top of the Morning, and the producer, former HBO guy Michael Ellenberg, had the rights to the book, and he got Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston to agree to be a part of a show kind of based on the book.
It's so
and they
funny,
had no take.
It's just like from another era. Like it just started like in such a. I think it started in the time when it was like movie stars on TV is still kind of.
It was, and Apple wanted to say not only to show that they were open for business with the town, but so that in every Apple store they could have these two beloved stars. And it would look shiny and it would be appealing. And that was worth it for them. It's obviously now that they're just billboards that say Cash App and have Timothée Chalamet on it, like all the lines have fallen, all the firewalls. But essentially, like Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon probably wouldn't do iPod commercials, but they get paid however many millions of dollars a year to be on every Apple product. So it works for them. Okay, so
that's great.
Kind of like this is also great that like you are so ready to step onto this chair on the watch, because not only are you watching decade-old German films, you are more than ready to do 10 minutes on shows that we don't watch.
Yeah.
This is like classic.
And I know people love that.
Watch material. They love it.
People love it.
I know you're in the comments. You know that they're thrilled when we do that. Speaking of shows that we don't watch, I just wanted to check in with your Summer I Turned Pretty summer.
It's going really well.
You're all the way in.
I think I'm... God, there's just like so much, like if it just reminds me of shows I watched in high school, obviously, because it's made for high school kids. And I just like haven't engaged with that kind of content in a really long time. And so it's like hitting a little bit of a like nostalgia.
Heart flutter nostalgia.
Yeah, like enough so where I can get past the kind of like cringe teen writing. And God, the music budget on that show.
This is what my kids tell me.
Is insane.
It's Taylor, right? All over the place?
It's Taylor. It's Ariana Grande.
Damn.
It's, like I think they, in the most recent episode, they use an Ariana Grande song. It's just basically like top 40 pop hits. And they love a music drop.
My
on that
children,
show.
Like it's working. Because my children say, Taylor lets them use all of her songs because she knows how good of a show it is. Like, it's working. Like, that makes them feel more confident in the show because Taylor approves of it, even if she just approves of the check Amazon's cutting her. I don't know.
Yeah, Taylor Swift has a very interesting... It's very...
Go on, this will do numbers for us. Talk about how interesting she is.
She has a very, like, specific, like... She's very specific about which movies and TV shows she lets like use her song. And it's just like incredibly random. Like it'll be like How to Train a Dragon 2. Maybe it's not random. Maybe it's just whatever coughs up the most money. Mm-hmm. But it's just she lends her music to very specific things. I don't know if you saw that like Mark Maron article from a couple weeks ago about how much he paid so he could use her song in his comedy special. You know, Mark Maron, Summer I Turned Pretty.
Bear Had Love Story. Oh my God, yeah, that was great drop. My only update for the Summer I Turned Pretty discourse is my 12-year-old has now fully caught up. It took 2 weeks, all 3 seasons.
Wow.
And
I need to get on her level.
In between catching up, she just sort of casually read the third book because like she wants to know everything. And
I guess there's a lot of book lore
So here's her take, and I'm just going to put that. I don't want to
no, please.
Color your watch, so to speak. But like, she thinks the biggest change is that was about Conrad, and that Conrad is made much more likable in the show.
Okay.
Than he is in the books.
Are you trying to make your Team Jerry campaign still?
Yes. I am a lonely fighter on this. People are disgusted by this take. Yeah. Like they say it is, what's the word everyone's using? Disqualifying. But listen, I think it makes good podcasting when I just pop off on something I know nothing about. But she thinks that because the books are from Belly's POV, Conrad seems moodier and more distant than he does as a fully realized, from what I understand, incredibly handsome character on television. So.
Yeah, I mean, he just has that like brooding, dark, moody thing going for him. So like,
I get it.
That's catnip.
I get it. That's my life. But apparently he goes to therapy and like has panic attacks and stuff on the show that makes him more.
Yeah, he's sensitive.
More relatable. If anyone likes the other guy, just write in. Like
I did. A couple weeks ago when you guys were talking about it and Chris was like, oh, Jer is bisexual. I was like, oh, I wonder when they'll all get to that part, they'll start kind of hinting at that.
Yeah.
No, episode 4, he's making out with a guy.
That's fun for him.
Yeah.
That's different.
This show is good.
That's different than like Dawson's Creek or whatever. When you say, this is going to depress me. When you say high school shows, what's your version of the show?
Probably like Vampire Diaries.
Okay. That's
Vampire Diaries, Degrassi.
Oh.
I'm forgetting one that was really big. Yeah, I would say like Vampire Diaries, Degrassi. Gossip Girl was basically anything CW is what I was.
It's like One Tree Hill.
One Tree Hill.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Not Dawson's?
No, that was a little before my time.
Oh yeah, it was, wasn't it? Okay. Yeah. See, they're doing a big reunion to benefit James Van Der Beek.
Mm-hmm. That's lovely.
That's nice. I mean, you kind of want to see these casts be friendly to each other. Yeah. All right. All of this is really just prelude for the thing that I most want to talk about, which is the Apple series Platonic.
Great.
I believe Chris and I touched on season 1 incredibly briefly when it premiered 2 years ago. It was May 2023. I don't know if we could have covered it less, honestly, because we watched the premiere and we were like, I like everyone involved in the show. Mm-hmm. Love Seth Rogen. Love Rose Byrne. Like the concept. Seems like a fun hang. I'm good. And I don't know whether that was temperamentally where I was at that time.
Sure.
Or option number 2.
Or are we just in the absolute dead of summer right now?
Well, or yes. So either I was in the wrong place for the show, or the other alternative is that the show has improved markedly and come into its own in a second season, that even its creators, the married couple Nick Stoller, who people may remember acting in the studio, the other Seth Rogen show, and his wife, Francesca Del Banco, they didn't even think there was a second season in the show. But whatever, money they threw at them to dig deep and find a reason seems to have freed them up and inspired them, because I'm curious for other people's feedback, but I'm finding this season of the show, and I'm caught up. There have been 4 episodes. You've watched a couple. I'm finding this to be absolutely terrific, really, really funny, a wonderful hang.
Yeah.
It is not an old-fashioned comedy in the sense that this is incredibly expensive. They're movie stars. It's single camera. Its attitude about
LA.
And its attitude about the 405 as a viable artery to traverse Southern California places it deep into fantasy territory.
Did you appreciate the Legoland shout out?
Yes, the only reason anyone with kids drives south of here. Yes, it's really hitting for me right now, and I'm curious what your perspective was, because you kindly, knowing you had to step in today, took a break from dystopia and watch the show instead.
Yeah, so I put this on last night and Nick saw Seth Rogen and was like, oh, did they already make more of the studio? And I'm like, no, this is a different Apple show with Seth Rogen. Yeah, it's good. I watched the first 2 episodes of season 2. I did not watch any of season 1.
And you were not lost. I mean, I think
no,
this is...
I
think you guys get it. Like,
the season 1 recap played. The only thing I need context on that maybe I would have gotten in season 1 is, why is Seth Rogen dressed like that?
I can't wait to talk about this with you. They don't explain it.
Never.
No, I mean, so broadly speaking, Seth Rogen is a hero.
Yeah.
Because, for many reasons, I think he's incredibly talented and really funny, but he seems to have figured out how to make Waves Vaguely all of this work.
Yeah.
And one of the ways he's done this is he's now just in business with Apple, and he makes 2 different comedies for them. One that he is the creative, with Evan Goldberg, the creative director of. One he's just an actor in.
Mm-hmm.
He has figured out ways to do what he does best, which is play kind of the same guy always, but differentiate this version to such a degree that he is incredibly specifically fashionable in both shows. It is a specific fashion.
Yeah.
In studio, it's very old-fashioned, double-breasted suits always, and his cool glasses and the whole studio head shtick. In this, he is color-blocked like a pastel parody of a Hawaiian Punch commercial.
Yeah.
Constantly wearing bucket hats and necklaces and
like
shorts
crochet
and sandals and
he has
high
like a
socks.
weird like floppy banana phone case.
And in every scene, he's wearing another iteration of this absolutely, so aesthetic.
It's never addressed in season 1. No one is ever like, hey, are you going through a midlife crisis? Is that why you're dressed like this?
To be clear, I watched 1 episode of season 1. When the show begins, and again, you don't even need to explain any of it. He and Rose Byrne are adults who are slightly different as adults, who were best friends in college, and they reconnect. They are completely platonic, and they need each other, and they complicate each other's lives, and it's very fun. In the beginning of the first season, he was like, he had a brewery or brew pub in
Lucky Penny.
In our beloved DTLA.
In Arts District, right down the street.
He could have come on the podcast to promote his lagers or whatever. And he just kind of dresses like that, which is not so crazy for men of his age and body type in Los Angeles. But I just think this season, please weigh in. This season, they just pushed every dial up to 11. And I find it delightful. I just find the choices that they're making for his fashion, like what he wears to his engagement party in the season, is it's borderline crazy.
Yeah.
But it has so much personality that it enlivens what could otherwise be a kind of middle-brow show. And similarly, they dress Rose Byrne, who is more of like a tightly wound mother of 3.
Right.
They do this. They do a similar let's push all our chips in aesthetic with like her little cardigans and that very like, I guess she's West Side Mom aesthetic, but she is the queen of face acting. Her faces are elite on this show. And the spirit of it is, look, it's just a phenomenal hang, and we don't have a lot of fun hangs anymore. But I also think it's doing a remarkably good job of scratching 2 itches. One is there aren't R-rated comedies in the theaters anymore. Naked Gun may be hoping to be an exception to the rule. But the Apatow style, like we're just going to go hang out with these people for a while. Those don't get made anymore, certainly not into theaters. It's scratching that itch for me. Yeah. And has a nice like...
well, I think it's very smart of them to, instead of be like, we are going to make a Neighbors 3. Did they make 3?
They made 2.
They made 2. Well, we'll make a Neighbors 3, or we'll make a Neighbors-based sitcom. They were just like, okay, these 2 people have incredible chemistry. Let's just make a TV show around them.
And fill out the margins with people that you're going to want to see and spend time with, like Andrew Lopez, who people have seen recently on The Bear, or Carla Gallo, who's been in all of these Apatow projects over the years. Funny young people from the internets like Vinnie Thomas. It's just a very satisfying.
Rachel Rosenblum, who plays the
fiance this season,
is great.
The other itch that it scratches for me is it reminds me of a very, very high budget You're the Worst.
Yeah.
Did you watch You're the Worst?
I love You're the Worst.
You're the Worst, one of the great sitcoms of the century, and just an elite hang show, but it also an elite LA hang show in a way that made it feel fun and, understands that this is an insanely often stupid and frustrating place to live, but sometimes has some personality and quirk. And the way that this show's attitude towards the gang is doing something or has to get to a place it's really hitting that.
Also, shout out Love, which there's a very
Paul Rust and Gillian Jacobs.
Yeah. Did you ever watch?
Oh,
Colin?
Chris loved it. I watched the first one. I was okay with it, but it
was a Mantzoukas recommendation, and maybe it's just because Rose Byrne is Australian, and Colin from the Counts is set in Australia, but it's also the similar vein where it's just middle-aged people.
I'm sorry?
Nothing. Hanging out, and also maybe because the lead guy in Calling from Accounts also works at a brewery.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah, it was giving me that vibe.
Like, so the show is so Nick Stoller and his wife, they've done they did the show Friends from College, but Nick is also
I like Friend from College.
It had a similar vibe.
Yeah.
And he in the world of the studio, he's making the Kool-Aid movie, but he's also made like Neighbors. Like he does these sorts of comedies. They know what they're doing. And what's remarkable about this is they straddle a line between, like, you don't need the concept here that there are adults who don't have sex with each other, but they are friends. That's would have run 8 seasons on CBS 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But in today's like hyper-serialized world where they have to tell a story, that is really hard to find stakes.
Mm-hmm.
What I find really impressive about the first half of this season is that they have managed to make it like super funny. Like he's working now for a corporate chain of restaurants that the nickname of them is J6.
The J6 bit is really good.
So like these are just actually good laugh out loud jokes. There's a bit of physical comedy in the 4th episode that I won't spoil, but is one of the reasons why this engagement might not work out.
Mm-hmm.
Is so shocking.
Couldn't have seen that coming.
There's no spoilers. Is so shocking and so funny that it made me sit up on the couch. It does those things, but it also is within the framework of, is he going to marry the wrong person? Mm-hmm. How do we judge our friends' happiness? What do we owe each other? What do we owe each other as friends? It also throws in stuff about like, what do we want in a marriage or a long-term friendship, or like actually kind of wise emotional beats. Like the episode, I don't know if you got to this one. Did you get to the wild card episode? Where Beck Bennett shows up as their third wheel friend, who they call Wild Card, who shows up to have fun with them, but he keeps falling asleep. Oh. Which is me tonight at the American Cinematheque Friends of the Fest event. Like, it's remarkably nuanced, actually, in the way that it is able to have insightful things to say, while also being a silly comedy where people dress like that and can just go hang out at the Long Beach Aquarium at 10 p.m.
Yeah, they're like, he lives in San Diego, but is like constantly coming up to LA for a midweek dinner. I'm like,
yeah.
I mean,
and to be clear, this is the most LA conversation we've ever had. I'm not saying it's not possible for the Long Beach Aquarium, a family favorite, by the way, for it to be open at night for an adults event. I'm sure it is. I would love to attend. Looks super fun. I'm saying no one in the history of Los Angeles since the days of like, let's go get a bottle, see, and drive up the coast in like Raymond Chandler times has looked at their friends at 10 p.m. and been like, let's go to Long Beach.
Go to Long Beach, yeah.
That doesn't happen.
No.
But on the show it does. It's just like, I don't know. It's good counter programming too. They put it on the summer. They put it on at the right time.
Yeah.
And I like these people creatively and on the screen, and I'm really enjoying my time with the show more than, I don't know, what would you compare it to? Like, I also really did enjoy Nobody Wants This. It
has a little bit more bite. Nobody Wants This.
This is hitting more for me right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just because I just think Seth Rogen's awesome, or is it because of the tenor, the tone, the vibe, what it's striving to do? I don't know. Or the fact that once you find a reason...
I mean, it definitely is a heavier joke show than Nobody Wants This.
Yeah. There's veterans of like 30 Rock on the staff. They do know what they're doing.
Much higher joke per minute going here than Nobody Wants This.
So did you allow Nick to think this was the studio for a certain amount of time?
I honestly should have.
You should have seen how long it would have gone. You do see, I mean, again, Rogen writes and directs the studio.
Right.
But clearly he and Nick Stoller agree on a lot of the things that they find funny. There are a lot of long takes. There are a lot of pratfalls and physical comedy.
Yeah.
He's just, I don't know, he's just like, I kind of like seeing, not just because I too am aging considerably, but I like people finding new gears for what they do or more comfort levels in what they do and just owning it the way he has across this year on Apple TV. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I think if like maybe Apple used their budget for more of this than for...
But I agree with you, but it's hard to do because what's interesting about this to me is the Apple format that I don't know if we were criticizing, but we were certainly pointing out with the morning show, which is like throw money and celebrity at a problem, and then you'll end up with something that is watchable or screenshotable or conversationable, memeable. Like, that seems to be the bet they take. For that to end up as something that is just outright good seems harder to me.
Yeah.
And not necessarily, like in terms of comedy, it's actually probably even harder. I remember like when Netflix was so excited, they announced they had the new show from Greg Daniels, who created the American version of The Office and co-created Parks and Rec with Steve Carell, and it's going to be called Space Force. And they threw money at it, and they were so excited, and it was kind of inert. It was just like, we understand that this has the shape of a comedy that's popular, but it didn't have the soul of it.
Yeah, it's funny because it's like, I wouldn't call this show like particularly inventive at all. Like, did you watch 4 Seasons? I
did.
I would say like, I would put this like kind of in the same vein as that.
Yeah, I think it's a great comp. In this, the things that I liked about 4 Seasons were, boy, I really like most of these people a lot, and I kind of don't care what they're doing.
Sure.
And they're all
so
looking
wouldn't
good,
you say the
fun.
same about Platonic? It's like,
no, for me at least, and maybe it's because of the construction of the first half of the season, which is stakesy in the sense of like, is he going to marry someone or not? Like, there's like a ticking clock in the way that a show like Hijack might have it. Whereas 4 Seasons, I found the balance between, and the desire to balance comedy and drama to be a little bit awkward at times. Yeah. Like, it was heavy-handed when the meter was shifted from one to the other. Yeah. It felt like a project that, based on, because the movie was like this too, where Tina Fey and Louis Lang and oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'm forgetting the third person who created the show. They sat around and they were like, here's the mandate. We are going to make them laugh and we're going to make them cry. And you could feel it. And I feel like Platonic's mandate is like, these two have a lot of fun together.
Yeah.
And what are the best possible scenarios we can put them in order to accomplish that?
Yeah, I will say for me, the show really...
Tracy Wigfield. I'm so sorry.
Tracy Wigfield.
Sorry, let me say it again. I said Louis Lang for some reason, which is not, I think that may be her Instagram name. It's Tina Fey, Tracy Wigfield, Lang Fisher, all of whom work together on 30 Rock and other shows, and they created the 4 Seasons, a show we're not even officially talking about right now. Okay.
I love that show, though.
Did you love it? Listen, so you're hiding your take.
I think, I've seen less of Platonic than 4 Seasons, but I do think 4 Seasons was a little bit more my jam. I think because I'm just younger at heart, so I like the younger show, Platonic. I feel like we always switch like this, like with K-pop Demon Hunters.
Wait, you were out on K-pop Demon Hunters? You didn't even watch it, right? You'd never heard about it.
Yeah, but that's why it's.
Yeah, but that's because my kids watch it. Like they didn't watch Platonic. That is not okay for them.
I feel like with Platonic, I enjoyed it. I think the scenes with Byrne and Seth Rogen are very strong. I think the scenes where they are separated are less strong. And I think there's a lot of really talented people in that cast, but I don't know I think it's a little hard to see their like star power and chemistry right up against
the
people
two
who have less. So
I get that. This is just throwing this out there. The movie that I watched with my kids the other night was speaking of 2015. See, we both watch movies from 2015 and talking about zigging and zagging. The movie I watched with my kids was the 2015 gentle comedy, The Intern.
I love The Intern.
Okay. I just was casting into the river here. I fucking love that movie.
Oh, it's great.
It is. I'm not kidding. And I also feel like I have the cinematic weight of Quentin Tarantino, who said something similar. I think this is one of Robert De Niro's best performances.
Yeah.
I think he's amazing.
I think that's a widely agreed on.
It should be, because usually when he's in a not tough guy movie, it's like Analyze This, where he's playing off of that personality, or Meet the Parents, where he's funny, but the joke is that he's a hard ass.
Yeah.
He's a complete cookie in this movie, and he's completely charismatic and compelling and fun. And my kids are big Hathaway fans because of
Hathaway Heads?
Hathaway Heads. Hathheads. Because of Les Mis.
Oh.
And because of Devil Wears Prada.
So they psyched up for Devil Wears Prada too?
My older daughter was like, I feel like this is a little bit like the In-Between movie because she's a boss in this one. It's like she was doing the timeline of it.
Wow, extended Devil Wears Prada cinematic universe.
They were, though, the reason I thought of it wasn't just because I wanted to shout out that movie, which I just really, really like.
Shout out Nancy Meyers. Netflix, cut the check.
Yeah, they're not doing that, right? Like, that's why she hasn't made a movie. The one thing that they struggled with was the Rene Russo, Robert De Niro love story, which really doesn't get a lot of attention in the movie. But they were like, ew, old people, gross. Yeah. And I was like, listen, who among us? Yeah, they also didn't. I feel like I agree with them on this. The movie doesn't end. The ending is a little.
Yeah, I don't love how it's like the guy Zach Perlman, is that?
No, it's Anders Holm from Workaholics plays her like super soft batch, sweet, stay at home.
God, he sucks in that
guy,
movie.
but he sucks, but then you're like, he's set up to suck.
Yeah.
Because there's a twist. You know, people haven't seen the 10-year-old movie, The Intern. Like, maybe he's not as great of a guy as he seems to be. But then the victory, the Atlantic cover story, yes, ladies, you can have it all, is that she will be her own girl boss of herself.
It's very 2015.
Okay, what is more 2015 about this movie? That the hero's arc for the girl boss is that she wins back the love of her straying husband and also remains the sole proprietor of her thriving e-commerce business, or the fact that the number one mode of communication in this movie is email. In 2015, all of these purportedly young people are like, email me the data, email me the directions, email me this. Now, I love emails, but weren't people slacking in 2015 already? People were texting.
People were texting, but I mean, people had Gmail on their phone, and so maybe...
I'm going to just quick interjection. Do people not have that anymore? Do we not do that?
No, we still have Gmail on our phone,
okay,
but
good.
Maybe it's... I think now Slack is the primary motive. I don't know. I don't know when Slack was invented. I did not join corporate America until...
It was around the time Dawson's Creek was on. No, the thing about that movie... It is an absolute fantasy land of pre-2016 universe, but it is also, in a good way, an old person's vision of what young people do, which is ride their bikes around Brooklyn warehouses and email each other. And frankly, I wish that's what I did. I wish that's what we did all day.
Simpler times.
God damn it. All right. Well, I'm sure you have to get on a bike and ride to another recording session. Kaya, it is always a pleasure to do the Watch podcast with you. Thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
I think we'll be back to talk Alien and to talk other topics, cultural and otherwise, next week with our good friend Chris Ryan, whom we love and we miss. And
I will not be here.
Oh, right. Do you want to?
I'll be in Italy.
Look at the...
Also, if anybody has
Unbelievable.
It's Italy specific cultural, like books, TV shows, movies, specifically Northern Italy. That I might engage with.
The land of butter, not olive oil.
Yes.
Northern Italy.
Yes. So yeah, hit the email.
Wow. So you are, just to be clear, you are now using our podcast email just to solicit recommendations for a vacation.
Yeah.
I'm glad someone on this podcast is taking a vacation. You deserve it. Have a wonderful trip. Thank you for going out in style.
Of course.
And we'll see some of you next week, Francis.